Hello, listeners. Yahtzee Crochet here. This is my friend Gabriel. And welcome to a new series for this YouTube channel that I've chosen to call Yahtzee's Ego Review, in which we play really old shitty games that I made and see how they hold up. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Yahtzee, is this you taking an opportunity to wank your ego off for an hour? No. Quite the opposite. I'm a man who has difficulty confronting my past. Most of the games we're going to look at I haven't even thought about or touched in years. I barely remember the solutions.
This will be good. I think Yahtzee's unnecessarily hard on himself in a lot of these situations, so I'm gonna... Because I haven't played really any of these. I tried downloading 7 Days a Stranger?
7 Days a Skeptic?
Skeptic,
which
okay,
was
there
the
we
sequel
go.
to 5
Days a Stranger, that's right. I tried downloading and playing that once, but a lot of these seem to have been made in that weird nether realm, where you're just getting them to run is really, really difficult.
Yes. We're going to the very early end of my development career, hence why we can run it in DOSBox.
Whee!
This is one of the first, actually the first game I ever made in Adventure Game Studio. We're not going to be playing the very, very, very first games I first put on the internet when I was back in high school, because they were made in Visual Basic in Windows 95.
They were all just titty mods.
And if you know how to run that, you're a better man than I, Gunga Din.
I know, fucking Windows 95.
But let's stop faffing around and let's begin my humiliation.
You're good, you just... So...
Cast your mind back to... I'm not even sure when I made this. I want to say 99, in which case I would have been 16 years old as I made this.
It's impressive to me you made a game at 16. Like, These are not easy things to down. Like, did anyone teach you? Did you have, like, a...
See, everything you're saying to me sounds like the voice of someone who's never created anything, and then looked back on it some years later.
Oh, no, dude. Like, I have a grim view of most of my, earlier life, but... I think, you're seeing it from your point of view. I'd like to provide sort of a little bit of
perhaps
positivity.
you'd like to play the game, then.
Yeah, okay. Monkey games?
Yes. I kind of forget who they were. Oh, God.
Little... 16?
Yeah, click in the screen there.
Okay, there we go.
Better Days, the Defender of the Universe.
Fair enough.
This game is sort of my riff on the whole Space Quest thing. About ordinary schlub having space adventures.
Okay, I gotta click to get the thing to go. Okay.
Yes, except it was an ordinary schlub who was...
Should read it in voices. This is almost like an audiobook going here.
I don't wanna. If the audience wants to read it, they're free to read it.
This is the higher plane, above the space-time continuum in all senses of the word, where intergalactic affairs are solemnly discussed by the multidimensional denizens, the High Ones.
Christ, I wrote a lot of long words back in the day.
And he says, I didn't ask for a 12-inch pianist. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that goes a bit quick. Alright, there we go. Slows down.
That's the AGS engine for you. They changed how long the text stayed on based on how long the line was.
Yeah, that's good. See, now I've got time to watch.
So, this game was a bit of a wish fulfillment thing for me, because I was living alone with my parents, which was basically alone, because I just stayed in my room all day.
Parents aren't people.
And what I really wanted was for some great being to take me away and make me a space adventurer for no reason. And that's kind of what this game's about.
I think all of us have that kind of dream at some point. That's not a thing.
See, this is how I was making it all make sense in my head. This is why a random schlub like, say for example me, would be taken away to become a space adventurer.
Okay, so I suppose we're going to get some creator wish fulfillment and sort of, ego insertion. How much of the character is you, basically?
Quite a lot.
Okay, cool. It'll defecate everywhere. Alright, so they're picking a potato. I missed a little bit of it. Why are they picking a schlub?
I forget.
Okay.
Okay, I think because Earth is the last neutral planet in the galaxy.
Oh, okay, well, that's not bad. Destiny is about to nut him in the face.
His job was basically just to do good. You'll notice the lovely MS Paint backdrops there. This music is by Mark Lovegrove, actually.
Who's he?
He's a guy who did a lot of the music for a lot of my AGS stuff.
Oh.
And still working online today, doing stuff.
How'd you know him?
We met on the Adventure Game Studio forums.
It was love at first type.
Yeah, they're not really letting the main character get a word in edgeways here.
Well, I mean, I think that adds to the sense of, having greatness thrust upon him.
If you say so.
What's he gonna say? He's been abducted by two wobbling, like, space things that are just nattering at him now.
Now they're just talking like the two circus brothers from Monkey Island 1.
The tallest.
Now, a running theme with a lot of my games you might want to look out for is moments where I sidestepped having to do any bloody work in terms of making art assets. Notice these characters are basically the only thing that moves is their head.
I kind of like it. It makes me giggle. I could absolutely believe that, like, sort of two great galactic space beings just sit around telling each other goofy jokes.
Well, what else would you do?
Yeah.
Don't make excuses for my horrible writing.
That's all I'm going to be doing. I'm glasses half full over here.
From this point, I remember fuck all about this game. I haven't even looked at this in years, I think I already said. Well, that's a lot of telling without showing at the moment.
Well, art assets. Alrighty. Okay, so we got the standards. Let's walk right and see what happens.
The AGS engine was basically just like the Sierra VGA engine. Certainly looks like one.
Can't look at that. Okay.
Because it would appear in the top right if you could do something with it.
Oh, so there's a thing pass, okay. Fucking loser spaceship. Alright, door. Alright.
So this was back in the very early days of Adventure Game Studio. When I first found it, there yet to be any like really big games made with it.
Huh.
And there were a lot of people talking about the stuff they were going to make. Or like the projects that had been started on. But there wasn't a lot of stuff actually being finished.
Intention is easy.
So that, okay, those security measures weren't very good. Man, you're an asshole, Rob Blanc. I don't think the name means anything. Just a name for a random schlub.
Like Jerry Blanc from Strangers with Candy.
Or Drew Blanc from Toonstruck, played by Christopher Lloyd. Although his name was a pun.
What was Toonstruck? That sounds familiar.
It was a point-and-click adventure game with like FMV and animation and stuff about Christopher Lloyd like being transported to a cartoon realm, Roger Rabbit style. Now, I think this music track was just some random MIDI track I found online that no one told me off for using.
I can't wait till they crawl out of the woodwork.
So, have you picked up what the plot of this is?
There's a giant space squid attacking this thing.
Okay. You'll note the backgrounds all have really ugly, thick black lines around everything, but the main character sprites don't. That was also the case in, like, Hugo...
Yeah.
Various Hugo games. Although I didn't use any fucking clip art. They may have noticed as he was leaving the room there, the top of his head appeared over the doorway.
Bip.
Sterling work there, teenage Yahtzee.
That was more than what I was doing at 19. Wait, 16? Was it 16?
What were you doing? And don't say jerking off.
Oh, no, smoking weed.
Same thing, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep,
Right.
I have no idea what you're supposed to do now.
Oh, fantastic.
I imagine it'll come together as you move around and look at everything.
Enormous. Doesn't quite fit with the rest of the art hole.
Man, look at that dithering, though.
It is. It's well dithered.
I think because it was a DOS game, I was working with a limited palette.
Oh, toolbox. Wow, an alien toolbox.
See, I wouldn't have done that in this day and age. It's a spanner.
No.
Or a wrench, as Americans would say.
Some kind of laser scalpel. I don't understand the language. What is that?
Well, there was a door with a card lock earlier.
How did I get that card?
I don't know.
I don't remember getting it.
You've just been clicking on stuff.
Well, no, but I've also been, looking at it. I honestly don't remember picking up a card. Maybe that was something I wasn't paying attention to.
Possibly. Maybe the robot gave you it.
Hey!
You'll notice I couldn't be asked to animate the door opening. Okay, you got a coil.
Well, obviously. It's a thing in an adventure game. If you can pick it up, you pick it up.
You don't want any books. Fucking anti-intellectuals.
Ooh.
That wasn't even a joke.
Ooh, the hand is a separate thing.
Oh, yes. You see, the backgrounds had one palette and the sprites had another. So I sort of, tried to lampshade it there.
Ah.
Yep, we're a fucking psycho. We're gonna cut the hand off and use it on a door lock or something.
Oh, yeah, I already know where this is gotta go. Alright, so I can't laser the rest of him, that's a shame.
No, didn't even put in a bit of text for the wrong things, apparently. I was that idle.
I think that's 16.
Yeah.
Dude, think about that's literally half your life ago now. Like you're about the same age as me. You're coming up on 32.
Slightly less than half.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's only by a few months.
Yes.
Oh, well, fuck you, other puzzles.
Guess you should restore the power then.
Yeah, I wonder where I gotta go to do that.
A number of games in which you've had to restore power to the thing you're in.
Cheese.
Hey, look at me finding a use for the perspective tools.
Okay, that's actually... it's labeled a dilemma, and it is an actual screw loose.
That wasn't very funny. I was...
You fucking homo.
I will remind everyone at this point that I was 16 when I wrote that.
Can I just touch it? Okay.
I think,
okay, so I can do things to myself. That's interesting. Alright.
I think there's a point in making the text messages for the things you can do where you just start operating on a stream of consciousness level.
Yeah. No, I'm just giving you shit.
God, remember when Lara Croft being a sex symbol was a thing?
It's because she was there. It's like, oh look, it's a woman's shape that you can recognize.
Okay, something's coming back. I think you get rid of that slime by interacting with that robot somehow. I just made a connection in my head there.
16-year-old neuron just went, hey, I remember this. Oh, okay, yeah, duh.
Magnetic coils, so you...
Okay.
Okay, you're continuing to be a monster.
He's reaching into Newton level horrible.
You know, I thought maybe you, told the robot to go and clean the thing up.
Yeah.
But no, I was wrong. We've killed what appeared to be...
And he's a steel stiffy.
We've cleaned what appeared to be... Killed what appeared to be a sentient being, capable of independent thought and speech.
Seemed like a nice guy.
And it was injured. It was begging us for help. It was blinded.
Please, I just need you to replace one of my magnetic coils, not wave it around my head, because that might kill me. Oh,
well, I knew I was a monster from the Police Quest video, but I didn't know I was one this early.
Okay, tight screw. I don't know. Alright, so I don't have to do that.
So, is the power back on now?
I don't know.
I'm guessing it is. Hang on, is there anything you can examine now that you've taken the custard away?
No, I tried to look at it. I could look at Rob, but that was about it. I did hear a ting. I'm not sure if that meant that the power... Like some kind of blue beams interacting with the thing would have been helpful.
Use the hand on the scanner again.
Yeah, see how we... Okay, wait, before we go ahead, are there Sierra deaths in this?
No.
Alright,
Okay,
so the power's still off. Okay, is it in that room? I'll have another look, but I don't think there's anything in this room that's...
I feel like you have to do something now you've taken the custard away.
Yeah, like
I mean, look at the space that's left behind. Like the
connector.
Yeah, can you connect the thing?
Da-na-na.
Da-na-na-na. You have a 3-frame animation.
Yeah, I was just thinking there should be like a jiggling white line to indicate power is happening.
By the way, I named the alien race the Remans, which I thought was terribly clever because it's a reference to the Romulans from Star Trek. But it turns out Star Trek did that as well.
Yeah.
The Remans are a thing in Star Trek as well. I didn't know that at the time.
Haw haw.
Oh, just a hologram and also the squid behind the glass. Jesus Christ. Yes, our backstory is that we worked in a chip shop. Come on, do more commentary. I'm doing it all here.
Well, yeah, but I'm absorbing.
Talk us through your thought process.
Well, okay, the thought process is generally, as with every adventure game, is you're working through somebody else's idea of what should happen. So you have to look at everything first, because if it's a decent adventure game, there'll be some level of fucking clue in the observations. And... I mean, this, you know, it's not like you've gone full fucking Sierra on the puzzles. They've all been fairly, you know, there's a very small amount of things to interact with.
Well, this is just a very short game. This was me just seeing if I could...
This was a 16-year-old!
Seeing if I could make a game.
Yeah, this was a lot of impressive work for fucking 16.
Well, you say that. You know, when I was growing up, I was haunted by the knowledge that Mary Shelley got her first book published when she was 19. I thought, I gotta beat that.
Okay, what should we do to get rid of the thing?
Well, fire the weapons, obviously.
Okay. I thought maybe starting at the shields. I feel like firing... Okay, there's no deaths in this, so fuck it. Alright, okay, there's no weapons. Oh, you're a lot of help.
That seems like hand-waving to me.
Let me guess. None of these... Yeah. None of these options, none of these basic solutions to the problems will work. I'll have to walk around and use things on things.
Okay. Oh.
Alright. Okay.
The reason why he jogs on the spot a bit when he teleports in is because that was a sort of animation workaround I couldn't figure out. Like, for some reason, I think I remember having to put the character on the teleporter animation, then I had to put it back onto the walk animation, but it would be a weird sprite if I didn't run it through the animation first.
Fair enough.
Or something like that.
So wait, is this the end of it?
Yeah, short game.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds sus.
Elementary brain surgery on poor little... What's his name? Blanco.
Yeah, 3 months and then you can defend the universe. That was how I was picturing it.
Well, 3 months of not having to really do anything either. 3 months of sort of just... You can... You know, they fiddle with your brain and inject you with shit. That's the training montage of upgrades. Alright, well that was fun.
Well...
That's illegal, Yahtzee. Illegal.
Trying to remember how to change the folder. Well, that was Rob Blanc 1, which I intentionally made to be a short game, because even then I didn't want to fall into the trap that I saw so many others fall into, of pledging to make a really huge epic thing, and then not delivering shit.
That's a very good way to do it. You just get something done. And like I said, fucking 16, man. That's, you know... It was tougher back then, too. These days you go on YouTube, it's like, how do I get this to work? And you have a fucking nice, easy laid out little tutorial.
How do you unmount a folder in DOSBox?
I don't know. Hang on, I'll do the Google. Maybe I think you just like remount it as something else. Okay.
So, what did you think of that first one then?
Dude, for 16 years old, that's impressive. Like, that's more than I could draw or do or think. And that's, again, you're doing this back in like 1999. Like,
maybe I had more ambition than good for a 16-year-old.
Well, yeah, but you reached far, and you did. No, I mean, like you reached far, and you did well. Like that was again, like you said, so many people promised shit, didn't do shit, and a lot of the time, you'd get like half a game. Like someone would make something, and it'd just sort of peter out. It was simple and to the point, and it did what it did.
Nah, it's shit, and I'm absolutely humiliated now.
You fucking negative bastard. No, like again, 16 pre like Web 2.0 when the internet was.
If you're gonna say again. Whenever you start a sentence with again, maybe rethink. Because I know you're just going to reiterate something you just said.
Yeah, because you keep... I don't think your point that it's shit is valid, given that it was made half your life ago.
Shut up, I'm terrible. What's wrong with you? Why can't you see that? You know what, I might just pause record while we figure this out.
I'll leave it go. I'm going to be eating enough time. Okay, wait. Z, mount drive letter... mounting, more mounting.
Can't remount or unmount, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, just bear with us a sec. Hello, back again.
Alright, that was fun. No, I just found on a forum, if you type mount-u followed by the drive's letter, apparently that unmounts.
Okay.
So we might be able to have more success next time.
So, at the end of Rob Blanc 1, Rob Blanc was going off to training to become Defender of the Universe.
I'm legitimately excited now. Does this actually continue on from the narrative?
Yes, it does.
Rock and fucking roll. Now we get, like, Ultra Rob.
And say story. And say narrative. Don't use 3 syllables where 2 would do, you fucking social climber.
Social climber, I'm an English major.
I think this was like some kind of publishing site that I went through. And that's like the character from the webcomic I made that is absolute shit.
Called Yahtzee Croshaw versus the world.
I think this is a case of coming up with the title before the idea for the game. This one's called Planet of the Pasteurized Pestilence.
The Space Quest is showing through now.
Now that was a big influence of mine. It doesn't look any different, but
that would be
me,
that'd be difficult.
That'd be hard. That would take work.
You should design that little balloon head shirt and sell it. It's a piece of classic Yahtzeeana.
I'm not even sure what's going on there.
I think it looks like a severed head. That's what I'm getting from it. And getting from just you as a 16-year-old.
Well, I think it was supposed to be a skull with like red eyes and red teeth.
Okay.
So,
Rob's got a serious case of eye fusion.
That tended to be my style.
Huh. Okay, so now...
So apparently we're taking a holiday back on Earth for a bit. Before we take on our duties as the Defender of the Universe.
Get to just hang about and chillax.
And the joke is they're making us do this because they haven't actually built the ship yet. Ha ha ha. Oh, misspelt a word. Ha! This was when Pentium 450s were good.
Yeah.
Enjoy this background, we'll never see it again.
Awesome.
And that character doesn't animate because I couldn't be asked. La 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 la. This one does, because this is an actual character in the game.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna have a friend now.
Yes, and we're afraid they might want to rape us. That's the joke. I'm a teenager.
This is how you understand human interaction at 16.
Whoa,
People nice to you are potential rapists.
Whoa, this elevator's dithering city.
Population shades.
Oh. Now I am embarrassed.
Yeah, this is getting funnier. You've said this to people on the bus, haven't you? Including the martial arts in the Galaxy line.
No, this was after I quit school and was living home with my parents, never interacting with other human beings. And I thought that is how human beings interact, apparently. Oh no, this person has been following me, therefore they must be planning homosexual rape.
Just a world of gay rapists outside.
I write about terrible things a lot in the
security business. Ooh, security versus espionage.
Oh, that was a joke.
I get it. Okay. Push to not gay rape.
Don't gay rape. Yes, this was another idea I got from the media.
What was?
It's why two men in a lift together, their thoughts will not leave the subject of whether or not the other one will gay rape them.
I would have loved to have seen you socializing at this era in your life.
So where do you think this is going?
One of us gets teleported out of there? Gay rape? I don't...
Naff off? Huh. Oh, yes. There's a lot of the old,
Hooray!
the old amateur writer attitude of let's just make sentences much longer, then they'll sound clever. Yep, he's jerking off. Because that's what he's doing, because we foiled his attempt to gay rape us. Jesus Christ!
Okay.
Well, there's a wall.
Yeah, I clicked on the wall and he just walked... See?
Okay. Well, I guess you weren't supposed to do that then. What are you carrying?
Oh, yeah, there's a... Alrighty.
500 gigabytes of memory, eh? Yes, I remember when I first got a Pentium 450. It sounded great.
Yeah.
Give the book to Paul. Okay, now we're threatening to brutalize him. Well, we're in space, but don't think that's an excuse to change the music.
Still space.
Teenage Yachty. Seems like a limitation of the AGS engine that when the dialogue line goes on more than one line, it covers up the face of the character.
It does. Okay.
Okay, we've seen there's a planet with a breathable atmosphere. Now, how do we get to it? We must get to it by employing physics. Oh, there we go again. It's almost turning into a running gag. Would that work in physics? If you push on the wall,
don't think so.
Would you move the elevator towards the planet?
I think if you threw yourself out the wall, no, I don't know.
Well, there shouldn't be any gravity in here, should there?
Physics is one of those things that always feels like a trick question to me, and I usually get them wrong. Because it's like, okay, if you're going to run in the thing, then it'll probably just rotate the thing. I don't think there's a way you could do that from within. Okay. I'm probably wrong, but that's where I'm hedging my bet.
Well, it clearly didn't work.
Okay.
You're taking on your own
Paul, there. Help me push this wall. Yeah, Paul.
Push the wall, Paul. Yeah, it'll...
No, because that'd be kind of like...
Now it will work. Now physics must bow.
Yeah. It'd be kind of like, holding a branch that you're on the tire swing of.
Or lifting a bucket that you are yourself standing in.
Yeah, I don't think it's... Argue about it in the comments. I'm curious. Get the armchair physicists out.
So, this is where we established that Paul isn't human. which was sort of being hinted at, very subtly. And we were being followed around Earth by an alien. You skipped the text, you fool!
Yeah, because I thought it was time to click again, and then it changed on its own. Like surrounded by like a white aura, or just...
I think that's just his hairdo.
Oh, okay.
More homosexual rape. You know, I've just remembered I don't think there's any female characters in this game.
Of course there isn't. Wondering just precisely how 16-year-old Yahtzee related to girls.
Not terribly well.
No.
This is after I left school, and that school was an all-boys school. I think I've said before.
Yeah, that's... How are you supposed to know what to do in that situation? Like, I've just been surrounded by boys for the past, like, fucking 12 years. I just guess I'll go talk to a girl now.
Oh, Monty Python reference. Because that was the other thing I did. Stayed at home, watched Monty Python.
That's a fair way to spend some time.
You'll notice the King's got a bit of a cross-eyed thing, the same thing Rob's got.
I can't even see his... It looks like a bum kind of wedged into his forehead.
If you say so. We're on the planet of the albinos, apparently.
Okay.
Like on Star Trek, where that was how they indicated someone was an alien, they just coloured their face a funny colour.
Yeah, different coloured faces in original Star Trek, and then strange foreheads in Next Gen.
Drawn a blank. A Rob blank, perhaps.
Da-na-na-na.
Yep, that's an overlong sentence.
Dude in spacesuit. Is that a person or a statue?
I think it's just a spacesuit.
Okay.
It's there.
What's the penalty for not being homoerotic? I mean heroic. The real ship here is friendship.
Show, don't tell. Well, yes, because it's obviously a sprite, isn't it?
Yeah, I can look at it, so it's a thing.
Yeah. Right, now we have a helmet, just like Space Quest 6, where you have a helmet and can do things with it. Hey, look at him when you're talking to him, you rude bastard.
How 16-year-old Yahtzee talks to people.
It wasn't even that hard in Adventure Game Studio. Face character XY, close brackets.
I love that you can remember that, but you can't remember, like, how to finish the game. Okay, so there's something wrong with their planet.
There's a plague.
Oh, okay.
There's a plague and most people have run off. That's why there's only 2 people here. And that's the only reason why they're the only 2 people here.
Bum eyes and table head.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fill space at this point. Type, type, type. Smash hand on keyboard.
It's a lot easier than making puzzles.
I like my teenage self's thought process. How can I make this back wall more interesting to the eye in such a way as to utterly scar the optic nerve?
Flags.
Flags as bright as the eye can see. You already talked to Colin.
Yeah, but it looked like there was like one more piece of dialogue option.
Well, at least I was smart enough to draw a carpet on the floor indicating where you can go.
That was a good job. Good job, champ. Milk. Baby milk.
Probably from a tit.
I've heard of those. I've heard of the tit. Okay, so the milk's there.
Yep, let's just take that milk from the baby, because we're a monster.
Let's take a baby.
Notice we didn't take it from the table, we just walked as near as possible to the spot in the room where it was.
We did a weird loop, too.
Talk to baby? You can't. Why would you think you could?
It does let me kind of do something, though. Doing the Rob Blanc 2 can't do anything shuffle.
What it's doing there is constantly activating the walk to function, but then realizing you're in the right spot anyway. Yeah, because a baby can volunteer things. We need a signed affidavit from the baby. We need to hold his little baby hand.
In the presence of a JP. Okay, so I can't take the baby milk yet. Maybe if I just dump the baby into the helmet and then it'll die. Okay, I can't do that.
Or just take a small sample of the milk and put it in the helmet or something like that. Why didn't I think of that?
Okay, I almost went to do that because that sounded like a solution to the puzzle. I'm guessing it isn't. I might go explore
'cause
other options.
This is one puzzle I do remember the solution for, and it's really dumb.
Alrighty. Is it long? Is it... Let's go.
Oh, piss flaps.
Alright,
That's a bug.
Yeah, it's a Croshaw, 16 years old, can't code for shit.
Yep.
Okay, how do I... Alright, well that's...
I don't know.
Okay, so I guess we're restarting.
Yes.
Alright, well let's just do that then.
Alright. Just gonna stop record again for a sec. This is gonna be a patchier video than usual.
Okay, which is save?
The one that's going into the disc.
Okay.
Yes, you're very witty. Now, don't go left.
Nope. Not gonna do that.
Go to the bins instead. That's where you belong, Rob Blanc. In a bin.
You know, I actually compulsively take home rope I find just lying around. It's actually come really in handy.
You don't see rope lying around that much.
That's why I always take it.
Well, we've established I can't program for shit when I'm 16.
Brown.
Mostly.
Huh. Okay, I was not expecting this.
Okay, there's a shop.
Oh, that's right, I have infinite money too.
Do you?
Well, it said at the start, you've got an account with just infinite money or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, it's that poor robot again, or it's his cousin
Or a
who's now
different
sad.
one. Oh, look at all the details. Oh, look, some porn. Called Filth.
Fish Girl Monthly.
And a load of bottles.
Was that a clue?
I don't know. I don't know what that face there is. I think I was just trying to fill space. Little... Everything a pound. And also a space quest
I can't seem
reference.
to take any of this. Oh, Stoke.
Stokerzola. Stokerzola is a joke I use in several other games.
Oh, oxygen tanks? Alright, okay, so that I can just walk over.
You're interacting with Rob there. He thinks you're trying to jerk off.
What do you mean I have no means of paying for that, you ass bastard? Come here, you fucking automaton.
Maybe you're not officially the Defender of the Universe yet. So you don't...
Alright.
So you can't file an expense claim.
Don't seem to have anything to do there. Wackadoo.
This game's
These
bigger than
buildings.
this game's bigger than I remember. Well, I'm sure every room just contains one thing that's useful.
I wonder if I can go in.
Nope.
Alright.
That's not even going to tell you can't.
Yeah.
Because you're not worth it, Rob Blanc.
Oh, Professor of Biology. Okay, you're not going to tell me interesting things about the doors.
No, I will tell you that there's some very janky
Oh, I can
white...
go into that one, alright.
There's very janky looking white lines on the windows.
Place looks like a fucking one of those painted up barrios in Brazil. Okay.
So, I guess one of the running gags is Rob's supposed to have a bionic brain, but he's also still kind of thick. Because this isn't terribly well written. You want to do the wish fulfillment and the
Door's
self-effacement.
locked.
Then they cancel each other out.
I invite you to think about the label locked door. That was reasonably funny.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, I have...
Okay, there's nothing here.
Yeah, I don't know this, so I have to
piss
explore.
off.
Alright. Come on. There you go. There you go, Robbie. Good. Alright.
Oh, this is getting Space Questy.
I'm gonna rely on the fact that I'm just not gonna... Okay.
Boing.
I'm not just gonna die. So I'll have a wander around. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay.
You notice he moves at the exact same speed no matter how small he is. So when he's very small on screen, he's suddenly... Zoom. Gliding along the floor.
Paul's just chilling.
Hello, Paul. He's shit at espionage.
Grewald.
Yeah, that was like a random word that I made up. I think this is music from Final Fantasy VI, listening to it. This must be a thief. Must be a MIDI of that I stole. I didn't realise where it came from.
I'll write a tell-all book about you, Yahtzee Croshaw. Lies, lies, and adequate programming. Thief.
Interact with the elevator.
Alright.
Oh, you can't.
Thanks.
Never mind then.
Yahtzee Clushaw. Gonna help me out with some clues. Give me some... I should buy your puzzle guide.
There was no puzzle guide. This perspective's a bit...
over there.
Perspective's a bit wonky, but never mind.
Fuck it. Okay, I got a rod.
I think one of these alleys you can walk up. Okay. Probably not that one. It might have been the other one.
This is one thing... Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, that's why I liked LucasArts when they got... Oh, okay, there we go.
Yes, there's someone reading the paper. He don't give no shit about no plague, even though everyone else has evacuated the city. Who cares? Are we gonna hang him?
Sure.
Otherwise, in other words, I couldn't be bothered animating him talking.
Okay. Can I bash him with a pipe?
Apparently not.
You're not... No dialogue to... Alright. Okay.
Can you go right from here? No.
Okay, so let's see what I can do with this here pipe. Fucking helmet it. Okay, it does that thing where it looks like I've picked the right thing, and then it turns out I haven't.
I just remembered what to do.
Oh.
Talk to the pipe.
You dick.
Then he drops a thing. I think I wanted to have it like sticking out of his pocket so you could steal it. But when I overlaid one object over another, it didn't work properly.
It had a little bit of a tantrum.
In this version of AGS.
Okay, so now I got a credit card so I can buy some oxygen.
Because you're a monster, you're going to commit credit card fraud. Hey, I predicted pay waiving.
Yeah.
There's one other thing you can buy here.
I think that's like you're now officially able to cite this as a patent. You could probably patent troll pay waive, get a bit of money.
I'm not going to try that. Now you're standing directly in front of the thing you need.
Oh, slumpfish oil, okay.
Yes, you needed that.
It's probably good for your knees.
I don't know why he stands there, but never mind.
Okay, so I have oxygen.
You have some very badly drawn sprites.
Okay, so I'm presuming I gotta maybe trade the slumpfish oil for milk? Maybe the baby likes slumpfish oil?
You're close.
Alright. Change the bottles around. Okay, can I ever walk left, or will it just go batshit every time I do that?
I think you can once you hear about a place you can go to.
Okay. So let's not do that yet.
Okay.
Meow, 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 meow.
I acknowledged that bug on my website. I assumed I'd fixed it at some point. Apparently that was thinking too much of me.
Damn you lazy past Yahtzee. Okay.
Yes, you put some oil in the milk. Yeah, you got it. This is the logic. This was the logic I was working with here. Like, now the baby will voluntarily give up the milk because it tastes gross.
And that child will have bone problems and hate milk. Okay, so now I have a bottle of shitty milk.
So you couldn't just, like, take the milk.
No.
You had to take it in a rather elaborate way.
That's right. Well, that's adventure games universally. Like,
you know,
that's fairly fucking...
I think the background art's gotten worse since Rob Blanc 1.
This particular scene where everything is wonky, yes.
Yes.
Like...
I think I was getting lazy in my older age.
Like, those buildings are wrong and weird. Okay, let's see. What have I got? What can I do? Look at the milk under a microscope?
Why not? Yes, we've found the plague. The plague's in the milk.
Alright, I legitimately did not expect that to work.
Yeah, I was surprised that you made like a beeline for it. I thought, you've played this before.
I've been reading the FAQs. And the 500,000-word thesis that someone wrote about the homosexual themes in all of your games.
You know...
Someone did that for Resident Evil 4.
You know, when I envisioned a series where we played through all my old shitty games, one of the things I wanted to do was maybe pontificate on what I would have done differently today.
Well, why not?
But the only thing I can think of with these games is not made them.
But then you wouldn't have, you wouldn't get better. You gotta...
Well, I suppose.
You have to start somewhere.
I suppose it's all part of the learning process, but I'm really not that interested in the point-and-click adventure game as a genre these days.
What are you more into now?
Well, I like games that combine narrative and gameplay in interesting ways. Right, we've offended the locals by talking down the milk. So we can't just show them the evidence in the milk itself. We have to go to the source of the milk.
Okay.
Okay, now we have
a reason to go.
Now we have a reason to go west. There you go.
West, which is universal left.
Yes.
Alright, I don't have time to talk to you, beardo McTitbrain. Okay, now actually I'm gonna save it just beforehand. Yep,
probably a smart plan. Let's go to the farm.
Right, so rather than...
There!
Good!
See, I think I was taking refuge in the fact that this is science fiction to excuse the fact that I don't know how to draw a cow.
Intelligent milk beast. Help! It looks like an earth cow, but all wrong.
It's got no neck. Its head's growing out of it.
Well, we decided just to have a milkable tit stump. There we go.
Well, you can't talk to the cow. Yeah, this is the whole farm because I couldn't be bothered drawing anything else.
There's the northerner accent you
that's
love.
That's not northern, that's West Country.
Okay.
Moi farm.
Alright, so that's
He's
West Country.
very energetic.
Right, I need to know. I need to learn these things for no reason.
A lot of the things... Another thing I did a lot of when I was around this age was watch a lot of Red Dwarf. So you might notice some familiar turns of phrase. Like mi bucko just there.
Yeah, I got a little... Oh. Can you pick up the recording doodad? The cords are always tangled around my feet.
You're like a fucking bull in a china shop sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like a necklace cow in a milk
Or you
factory.
water it twice a week with water from the lake.
That's also the lake where we just all shit in.
So here's the thread of logic we're taking. The plague's in the milk, which comes from the cow feeds on the grass is watered from the lake. This is detective work.
Okie dokie.
It's a good thing there weren't any, in-betweeny places that might have provided any red herrings.
Yeah.
So now we've got...
Oh, okay. So I found a fucking item there. I didn't...
We found some coveralls.
Touch the cow. Touch titties. Touch titties. Okay.
I assumed you wanted to ride it. Of course you would. Because this is Sierra-style adventure game where there's just one verb for all physical actions.
Interact.
That's a pitchfork, by the way.
Yeah.
Could you tell?
Not really. Alright, so where are we going again?
I think you go west again and this time select to go to the lake.
Oh, so this is just like sort of a...
Yeah, it's the warp path.
Alright.
We're leaving the city and going somewhere else. Ah, it's not bad reflecting effects for MS Paint. Not bad being a relative term, of course. At least I didn't just make it a big blue space.
Yeah. There's some effort. Okay.
Okay.
Alright,
I think this is
it's a homemade radiation suit.
I think this is me knocking off Zach McCracken. We have to make a homemade, diving suit. Right.
Don't need a pole with it, don't need some rope. Nope,
alright. No, that's just all we need.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like the sensor bar. Yes, you look a right tit.
In we go. That was actually pretty good.
No, it
Subversion.
wasn't. Perspective was completely shit. Right, we found what's causing the plague. Now to get rid of it.
Hmm.
There's some eyes in the bottom right. Ah! Just fill in space again.
Okay.
Okay, so use the rope to haul it up, of course. And somehow you're still holding it.
You can have your rope and yank it too.
Oh, we're learning lessons about teamwork.
I need to go have a friend.
Yeah. We need to go and find the only other person that seems to be capable of moving from one spot. Don't answer your phone.
I'm not. I'm fucking turning it off so it's not yelling at me.
You're being distracted by it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you have to go out of town and then walk through the desert.
I'm still in my outfit.
In your fucking diving suit.
Hey, Paul, no time to explain. No, this isn't a weird gay sex outfit. Shut up. Why do you keep bringing that up?
I wouldn't be surprised if he assumed it was.
Oh, please. Come on, Paul. Where's the...
I need your help jerking off. Yeah.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
He has a bad feeling about sex.
Wonder where this is going. Oh, I actually didn't make a fucking penis joke there. That's amazing. I thought that was way going for a dick joke.
Blah de blah de blah de blah.
That's one question.
This will be a clever joke. You waiting?
You want butts?
Did you see the clever joke?
Nope. What was it?
Fuck you. Fuck. I'm not going to tell you. That's your punishment.
Oh, cool. I thought my punishment was playing through all the gay jokes.
Well, God knows why we couldn't have taken that suit that the helmet was already on.
Gay. Yeah,
I can't even remember why that was the case.
It didn't say. It was just like, that's a spacesuit. Actually.
Right, they gave us a ship.
Oh, okay. Of course I do.
Now we're going to fly the ship somewhere.
Is this an arcade sequence coming?
I don't think so.
Nope, alright.
No, it's a funny joke. We don't know how to fly properly.
Oh, different music.
Couldn't be bothered animating this. Here are some sounds, like it's Batman. Oh, now we're dead. And suddenly got black outlines around our bodies. Because we're part of the background now.
Man, Paul's really dead.
Man, we talk shit about Sierra games for suddenly changing track halfway through.
Is this game longer than the last one? Because it feels like it's going to end here, and then the next game is like trying to get me be alive again.
No, it's a bit more.
Oh, okay, alrighty.
We do resolve this before the next game.
Yeah, this has completely changed now, though.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because we know the secret rules of the universe, so this isn't a big deal.
Make us not dead anymore.
Yes. Let's just go there with ghost magic.
And just... Yep, that's how I can...
Yep, there we are.
Wait, so that... Is the game over now?
No.
Oh.
There's a little bit more, I think.
Alright, so a little tack-on kind of epilogue.
Yeah.
Where you guys go realize that you have a lot in common, and
go away.
Friends.
Yes, and have a load of bum sex in a lift.
I was gonna say just be friends, because now you have a friend, but...
Alright, here's the revelation.
This explains a lot of how you interact with me, actually.
Here's the revelation. The high ones were the ones who sent Paul to keep an eye on us.
Da 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 da!
Because, yes.
This is some fucking Fight Club shit.
Yes.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Well, they were the only other two characters in the entire universe at this point.
Yeah. It turned out it was the guy in the alley who was listening to the things.
So our next objective is to find one of the high ones' toothbrushes.
Just in space, alright?
Yeah, we're in the higher plane.
Ooh. Where's the bathroom?
You talk shit, but there actually is one at some point, I think.
Huh. You dick.
Oh, is this going to be Leisure Suit Larry 3 now?
Alright, well, I got the chalk. The exciting game of looking... I'm gonna fucking just... Why this music, or was it just there?
I don't know. Maybe because it made me think of death. And we're dead. Like, I'm sorry I got you into this, Wall.
Alright, fuck it. Let's touch the portal!
Yes. Okay. So, you use the chalk on it. Because there's nothing else to use it on. I'm not sure this is right, actually. Use it on Paul, or don't.
Alright. Alright. Okay.
I've completely forgotten what to do. La 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 la.
Okay, now the general click around. Are any of these dots...
Wait.
You fucking dick.
A constellation. Yep. Let's connect the dots with our chalk. It's the constellation of the crowbar. And now we have a crowbar.
You asshole.
That's quite clever, actually. Oh. We have to get someone who's not wearing a bulky jacket to go in.
God.
Go inside this small anus I've created in space.
I am just too broad. I have developed too much muscle with my working out.
Great, now you get to...
Oh, okay, now I'm Paul. Fuck yeah.
To play as the other character. Hooray! Are we carrying anything? Nope, we are carrying capital N nothing. That's how you know.
Gonna go into Rob's room, touch his fucking things. Fuck you!
And let's smell his underpants. Yes, the high ones are called Jess and Tez.
Okay. I might go try Jez's room first.
Now you may have noticed I've used some other measure to avoid having to do art assets in this room.
Perhaps you'd like to take us through it as a design choice, yeah, I'd say.
Well, the first thing I did was I found the fill bucket tool.
Fucking...
And then I chose not to change the colour from the default colour.
Alright, let's just... Can I walk just out here? Oh, I can... Oh, okay.
So everything's locked. There's a pond that's covered in cling film.
Newspaper!
Oh, God. It's gonna be that puzzle, isn't it? It's that... I'm pretty sure it's gonna be that puzzle. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Something to do with, like, putting the newspaper under the door?
Probably. Well, let's just find which door that key fits.
Well, it didn't have a number on it, which is weird because all the doors are numbered.
Yay, we're doing use key in door. That's
door number one.
That's what we're reduced to.
Alright, no, it's just not going to tell me whether or not it works. No.
Of course not. That would take effort. Right.
Phew! Welcome to the future!
Okay.
Okay, that's... Alright, we got some security screens. Okay, they're all the same.
Oh, I stepped up my game with the background of this one. There's some lines.
It's the Matrix. Another fucking key.
God, use a key to open a door. Use a key to open a door.
Arf.
Off. It's a skeleton key because there's a skull on it. That's the joke.
Okie dokie. Alright, let's...
So I guess that means this key opens all the doors?
I hope so.
Or not?
Any narrative reason for this? No. Energy drink. Huh. I'll take that, because it's a thing that exists. Cabinet. Nope, can't opening that.
Oh, another gay joke.
Yes, you do. You want to ruffle around in his underpants.
Well, we know what I liked at 16, don't we? I was constantly thinking about having a lovely cock to suck on.
I blame your education. I blame just nothing but boys' schools.
Yeah, and I'd just left school and missing all that masturbation talk we'd have in the changing room after sport.
It's so bizarre.
A rug. It's an object, therefore there's something under it. This is a fact. Okay.
Okay, so using the rug makes me look under the bed. Maybe
so
using the bed will make me look under the rug.
No, I guess I just mistyped. I meant to type rug for that message.
Door seems to be stuck. Do I still have anything that can open that? No, fuck it. Alright, maybe I should look at the...
Use the energy drink on it. I don't know why. Or use it on yourself. Alright, now you're stronger. I don't know.
Didn't accomplish anything?
Can you lift those dumbbells now?
I might have a look at that.
That were in Rob's room.
Awesome. I wish my bathroom looked like this.
I added stars in this room.
Talk to the toilet.
Double trouble. Interestingly, this is the first of 2 games that I've made in which an energy drink is an inventory item.
Spot the submarine.
That's a Red Dwarf joke. It's also a gay Red Dwarf joke.
Combo!
I can only apologise to the people of the world.
God, just such a beautiful window into you.
For the person I was back then. Of course, I didn't treat homosexuality as some constant source of humour in this day and age. Just, you know, knob gas.
Okay, so it stays locked even...
Yeah, well, of course, that makes sense. The door locks when you close it.
Okay, can I pick up the weights now? Alright, maybe I have to use the energy... Oh, okay, the energy drink's actually gone. Alright.
Okay, but you're stronger, so... Something you couldn't do earlier because you were too weak. Can you lift the top dumbbell? Oh, probably not, because it doesn't appear to be a sprite you can move. Okay, so there was something you couldn't do because you weren't strong enough.
Fist the pond.
Fist that pond.
Alright.
Nothing else. What are you carrying again? Anything you can use on the pond?
Keys.
Okay.
Keys and a newspaper.
Okay, one of these doors I'm sure you can stick a newspaper under it. It's the one we haven't managed to open yet. Nope, not that one.
I've opened all the other doors.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Wow, I'm stuck now.
Well, we'll find it's
okay, what do these screens
we'll figure this
do?
out. Okay, so that's a reference to something that I just don't know. Maybe I touched the panel.
Okay.
Okay. Nope. Alright, so that's probably finished. Alright, so we got into... It's got to be in Thingo's room. That's...
Well, yes. Can you...
Change keys again.
Yep. So... Can't... You already did that. Can you lift the bed? Okay. Okay, go in the bathroom. Did you just smack your chops? I did ask you not to smack your chops this video, didn't I?
Yeah, it's a thinking
Wait,
thing.
lift the toilet tank lid.
Ah.
I suddenly noticed it was a slightly different colour.
Ew.
Ew!
How would it be in there?
When are you going to shut up and kiss me, Paul?
That's so close. That is so close to talk to another human being. I love how you fixed like the original social problems you had of staring in the corner and talking to people by just getting up real close.
Yeah.
You've read a book on people. People like it when you make eye contact with them.
Yes, the high ones are the ones who teleported you into space because it was a test. It was a field test.
Ah, okay. Find my toilet toothbrush.
But wait. The first game was a field test for you. The second game was a field test for Paul. That explains why you did all the work.
Now you're space buddies!
Yes. He's your sidekick. That's why he gets a walk animation.
Is he a sidekick or is he a fully fledged oh, okay.
Yeah.
How would you feel being told you're somebody else's sidekick? You're not important enough.
Well, he hasn't...
You're backup.
He's not as physically strong as Rob. He hasn't lifted all those weights.
Doesn't have Rob's shoulders or energy drink.
I think a lot of the shoulders is the jacket, to be honest.
That glorious time when jackets would come with his extra shoulders.
Oh, that was a joke.
Yeah, the hydras escaped. Wobble, 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 wobble.
Right, we're gonna...
Just something about the little wobble heads just makes me giggle.
Oh, yes.
Lee.
The high ones apparently exclusively hire through press ganging people.
Oh, now they're having a conversation about who's the...
Yay, here's some happy music.
I think us dancing is lost on the audience.
Just imagine the audience dancing as well.
Okay. Dance, audience, dance! Okay. There's a walkthrough? Oh. Cheating ethics.
That's
and
a bit harsh,
There's
younger
hints
me.
of your eugenics already at work.
There's hints of me not knowing when to shut up.
Strange, gay lust, and eugenics. The Yahtzee Kershaw story.
Man, I was a little psycho. Hey, I remember Michael Dodson. He was my best mate in school before I left. He probably hasn't given me a second thought.
Given the weird looks you gave him in the locker room, second
And Paddy
thoughts,
was my dog, who's dead now. Thanks, game.
Yahtzee's sad now. Yahtzee's sad. Yahtzee cry!
No. I will not let it have the satisfaction.
Okay, is there Rob Blanc 3? I'm
Well,
bent on
there is,
finishing.
but I'm wondering if we should leave that for next time.
Well, we can record it now. You can just upload them as you go. I'm enthused now.
Don't
I'm
let them
invested.
glimpse behind the curtain.
I'm invested in the Rob Blanc.
Alright, we're gonna stop recording, but we'll put up the Rob Blanc 3 video after this one.
Because I think 1 and 2 are going to have to be one video.
Closing remark.
Remark.
Thank you. Notice these characters are basically the only thing that moves is their head.
I kind of like it. It makes me giggle. I honestly, I could absolutely believe that, like, you know, sort of two great galactic space beings just sit around telling each other goofy jokes.
Well, what else would you do?
Yeah.
Don't make excuses for my horrible writing.
That's all I'm going to be doing. You know, I'm glass is half full over here.
From this point, I remember fuck all about this game. I haven't even looked at this in years, I think I already said. Well, that's a lot of telling without showing at the moment.
Well, you know, art assets. Alrighty. Okay, so we got the standards. Let's walk right and see what happens.
The AGS engine was basically just like the Sierra VGA engine. Certainly looks like one.
Can't look at that. Okay.
Ah, because it would appear in the top right if you could do something with it.
Oh, so there is a... Okay, there's a thing pass, okay. Fucking loser spaceship. Alright, door. Alright.
So this was back in the very early days of Adventure Game Studio. When I first found it, there yet to be any like really...
By the multi-dimensional denizens, the high ones.
Christ, I read a lot of long words back in the day.
And he says, I didn't ask for a 12-inch pianist. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that goes a bit quick. Alright, there we go. Slows down.
That's the AGS
Well
engine
paced.
for you. They changed how long the text stayed on based on how long the line was.
Yeah, that's good. See, now I've got time to watch.
So, this game was a bit of a wish fulfillment thing for me, because I was living alone with my parents, which was basically alone, because I just stayed in my room all day.
Parents aren't people.
And what I really wanted was for some great being to take me away and make me a space adventurer for no reason. And that's kind of what this game's about.
I think all of us have that kind of dream at some point. That's not a thing. You know.
See, this is how I was making it all make sense in my head. This is why a random schlub like, say for example me, would be taken away to become a space adventurer.
Okay, so I suppose we're going to get some creator wish fulfillment and sort of, you know, ego insertion. How much of the character is you, basically?
Quite a lot.
Okay, cool. It'll defecate everywhere. Alright, so they're picking a potato. I missed a little bit of it. Why?
Hello, listeners. Yahtzee Kershaw here. This is my friend Gabriel. And welcome to a new series for this YouTube channel that I've chosen to call Yahtzee's Ego Review, in which we play really old shitty games that I made and see how they hold up. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Yahtzee, is this you taking an opportunity to wank your ego off for an hour? No. Quite the opposite. I'm a man who has difficulty confronting my past. Most of the games we're going to look at, I haven't even thought about or touched in years. I barely remember the solutions.
This will be good. I think Yahtzee's unnecessarily hard on himself in a lot of these situations. So I'm gonna... I haven't played really any of these. I tried downloading 7 Days a Stranger?
7 Days a Skeptic?
Skeptic,
which
okay,
was
there
the
we
sequel
go.
to 5
Days a Stranger, that's right. I tried downloading and playing that once, but a lot of these seem to have been made in that weird nether realm where you're just getting them to run is really, really difficult.
Yes. We're going to the very early end of my development career, hence why we can run it in DOSBox.
Whee!
This is one of the first, actually the first game I ever made in Adventure Game Studio. We're not going to be playing the very, very, very first games I first put on the internet when I was back in high school, because they were made in Visual Basic in Windows 95.
They were all just titty mods.
And if you know how to run that, you're a better man than I, Gungadin.
I know they're picking a schlub.
I forget.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think because Earth is the last neutral planet in the galaxy.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Well,
that's
not bad. Destiny is about to nut him in the face.
His job was basically just to do good. You'll notice the lovely MS Paint backdrops there. This music is by Mark Lovegrove, actually.
Who's he?
He's a guy who did a lot of the music for a lot of my AGS stuff.
Oh.
And still working online today, doing stuff.
How'd you know him?
We met on the Adventure Game Studio forums.
It was love at first type.
Yeah, they're not really letting the main character get a word in edgeways here.
Well, I mean, I think that adds to the sense of, having greatness thrust upon him.
If you say so.
What's he gonna say? He's been abducted by 2 wobbling, space things that are just nattering at him now.
Now they're just talking like the 2 circus brothers from Monkey Island 1.
The tallest.
Now, a running theme with a lot of my games you might want to look out for is moments where I sidestepped having to do any bloody work in terms of making art assets.
No, fucking Windows 95.
But let's stop faffing around and let's begin my humiliation.
Again, you just so...
Cast your mind back to... I'm not even sure when I made this. I want to say 99, in which case I would have been 16 years old as I made this.
It's impressive to me you made a game at 16. These are not easy things to download. Did anyone teach you? Did you have, a...
See, everything you're saying to me sounds like the voice of someone who's never created anything, and then looked back on it some years later.
Oh, no, dude, I have a grim view of most of my, earlier life, but... I think, you're seeing it from your point of view. I'd like to provide sort of a little bit of
perhaps you'd like to play the game, then.
Yeah, okay. Monkey games?
Yes. I kind of forget who they were. Oh, God.
Little... 16?
Yeah, click in the screen there.
Okay, there we go.
Better Days, the Defender of the Universe. This game is sort of my riff on the whole Space Quest thing. About ordinary schlub having space adventures.
Okay, I gotta click to get the thing to go. Okay.
Yes, except it was an ordinary schlub who was...
Should read it in voices. This is almost like an audiobook going here.
I don't wanna. If the audience wants to read it, they're free to read it.
This is the higher plane, above the space-time continuum in all senses of the word, where intergalactic affairs are solemnly discussed.